preparation is everything. And that it's by no mistake that we find ourselves where we find ourselves, whether it's good or bad.
And in Latin, and a lot of doctors actually don't know the Latin meaning of doctor, but it is to teach. It's not to care for, it's not to operate, it's not to make money, it is to teach. But to change someone's life with how you've taught them, whether or not it's, again, registrar, patient, whatever, I actually think that's the cream on the pie when it comes to, you know, our life as surgeons, as teachers.
What you find with mentors and a good mentor, I think, is that they just listen to you and make you think.
You should never say, I know the answer. You may suspect that you know the answer, but always be kind and see if there is something different.
You have a long time to accomplish the goals. They don't all have to be accomplished in the first 5 to 10 years. So people burning themselves out with just an immense amount of career-focused work and maybe setting aside their own personal wellness or their family, I think we've shown that that's not effective.
But I think it's really important just in general to remember to be kind and gentle in dealing with not only your patients, but also the staff who really are there to achieve the same end.
Positions of leadership, it's more about responsibility than authority or power. Somebody says to me, well, now you've got all the power. No, I don't. I've got the responsibility. And the best thing I can do is develop consensus.
You're going to sleep properly, eat properly, and take some exercise. And if you can manage to get that into your life, you will be more energetic and you will be more efficient as well.
That you're going to have to be a little bit willing to do, stuff that you're not being paid for. So if you think you're going to be paid for every second of your time, then you're not going to make it into sort of academia.
Once you get into the routine of regular practice and churning through the cases, it's really important, I think, to have an area that you're focused on outside of, treating patients, making money.
Don't get a huge mortgage because it'll be hanging over your head, and even if it subconsciously alters what you do or why you do it, it's a terrible outcome to have, and a terrible thing to have sort of looming over you.
Your professional practice is not a competition of how many and how quick. They are not the metrics. It's how well, and the how well is really important because that's the end of the day. What's that counts to your patient.
First piece of advice is do not try to emulate anyone and just have your pathway.
Kraft used to say was live below your means, and that was amazing. It has really, really played a very important role in preventing me from stretching myself financially.
And when you feel connected to people, especially people that have a common purpose and a mission, then you start to find happiness and joy. You're not stressed at all. In fact, you're pretty darn excited about it. Then you really start innovating and creating.
When you fail anything, you sort of think, am I doing the right thing? Am I good enough for this? And look, it's a really hard obstacle to get over, to believe that you're good enough, because you are. You are good enough because you haven't got this far by not being good enough. Of course you're good enough. You just, have to buckle down and learn to do the things that you're not particularly good at.
And that actually says a lot to me as surgeons. It's not who you are behind that mask, but actually what you do that will define you.